Okay. I know I said I was having a rest. I am, from making videos, but I think this is a good excuse to break it. I've been holding off on making anything TFNation related because I want to compile enough in order to make a video because there hasn't really been much announcements for TFNation 2026. It's been mostly for TFN Manchester in March so far. But this is one hell of a big announcement that I have to talk about. I have just done a TikTok because TFNation, they knew they would get some rise out of me. They knew they would get a rise out of me on this one because they sent me a private message on TikTok of all places with sunglasses emoji. They knew what they were doing and I just had to make a reaction to it on TikTok. So here it is for YouTube. TFNation 2026. Can you see that I'm excited? And I've never been this excited for a long time since Stan Bush was announced. And TFNation 2026 have just announced, Vince DiCola. Vince DiCola. Oh my God. The internet at the moment is going ballistic, and I'm not surprised. This is probably one of the biggest announcements for TFNation since Stan Bush. And we almost got Peter Cullen, but unfortunately that fell through, but we're not going to talk about that for now. However, and also they've got a sound engineer going for TFNation 2026 as well. So we've got Vince DiCola and one of the sound engineers going to TFNation 2026 as well. So it is going to be a very interesting panel, and I really hope, and I got a feeling he's going to be doing some kind of maybe a concert. I'm not going to say that for sure. Do not shoot me in the foot because I'm not going to promise anything of that degree. I mean, I'm going to leave it in the capable hands of the TFNation crew. But the TFNation crew, I've gone and done it again. People are probably going to be like, oh, we've met Vince DiCola before. He comes to TFCon, he comes to this convention and that. Yeah, he has been to conventions in America, but he very rarely comes to the UK for stuff. And the fact that TFNation 2026, TFNation have managed to secure Vince DiCola is incredible. And the fact that he's coming to the UK for TFNation is incredible. TFNation, I say it a lot, you guys make miracles happen and you guys are incredible behind the scenes. I know I sound like I am not affiliated with TFNation in any way. I just like to promote and make videos just to help get the word of mouth out there for them. But this is a massive announcement that needs a dedicated video because I'm not doing one of my regular videos. This is just a straight up upload talking about one man individual. This man, if you don't know who he is, if you've ever watched Transformers the 86 movie, this man defined that soundtrack. He's the man that composed together the score and a lot of the music. And obviously there was additional music in the film as well from Stan Bush, and then, Spectre General and Weird Al and so on and so forth. There was other additional things, but Vince DiCola was very much at the helm of the majority of the music, especially the composed orchestral keyboard synthetic stuff. So yeah, this is a big deal. He was also part of some of the big movies like Rocky as well, and other TV series. So this is a huge announcement. Flipping huge. And I had to dust off the camera and I was literally going to put I was literally going to take my hat off and put it on the hat rest and just let myself have a little bit of rest from making videos. Then TFNation, they knew what they were doing, made me do this. No, they didn't make me do this. I wanted to do this because they've literally put excitement into my body to actually make a video. You knew what you were doing, you sly dogs. Anyway, but anyway, TFNation 2026, go and get your tickets. Link is in the description to the TFNation website for all the necessary information you're going to need for TFNation if you are wanting to go along. All the information is there for you. The tickets, I don't believe are on sale just yet, but they will be probably very soon, probably within the next month or so. At the moment, it's very much TFN Manchester in March. A lot of the attention is towards that. But once TFN Manchester is out the way, the tickets will be on sale for TFN 2026. But if you want to get in touch with the crew, if you want to get in touch with the team about anything specific, or if you want to get some advice, that is where you go. Okay, so yeah, this is flipping huge, people. Vince DiCola. Vince DiCola. I don't know if you heard me in the back there. Vince DiCola. Man, this is going to be one hell of a year. This is going to be one hell of a year. This is going to be like Stan Bush all over again. Because Vince DiCola's been one hell of a big requested guest for TFNation. Whenever they put out their surveys, when a TFNation is finished for another year, they usually put out a feedback survey and they ask the question, what guests would you like in the future? And Vince DiCola is probably one of the top ones a lot of people suggest, because the music, even though Transformers the movie is so iconic, and I've seen it a million times, and majority of fans have also probably seen it a million times, but man, that is, yeah, Transformers the movie is it's such an iconic film for fans. And it is just iconic. But without Vince DiCola and a majority of the contributing people that made that soundtrack, the soundtrack is what makes that film. The soundtrack, the music by Vince DiCola and Stan Bush, Spectre General, Weird Al, and everybody else that contributed towards that soundtrack for the movie. Without that music and without Vince DiCola, it wouldn't be as iconic as I don't think it would be quite as iconic as it is, because it's the music. Every time the music kicks in, every time the scores between tracks come in, everybody is like, this is incredible. So without him, Transformers the 86 movie probably wouldn't be quite as iconic. His stamp is right on there from the beginning. It's incredible. But yeah, TFNation, well done. Fantastic. I will be coming back soon, and I'm going to wait a little bit for more information and more guest announcements, and I will be doing a proper TFNation guest announcement stuff like I usually do. But this needed a dedicated video. Can you tell I'm excited? Can you tell I'm excited? I know I'm going to get people saying, no, I can't tell. But I am. TFNation, you sly dogs. You knew to get a rise. And this is incredible. Get your tickets when they're available. Go over to TFNation. Keep looking at TFNation website and their social medias for when the tickets become available. This is going to be one hell of a party, and I cannot wait to go. See you soon. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye for now.